Lexus GS S160 1997 to 2004. In 1993, after sales commenced for the first generation S140 series, development began on the successor under the internally known code named S160. The design process began under Chief Engineer Yasushi Nakagawa in May 1994, and by November 1995, after 18 months of design work, the final production design by Akihiro Nagase was approved by the executive board. In January 1997, Lexus debuted the high-performance sedan, HPS, concept at the Detroit Auto Show, previewing the design direction for the redesigned GS. In August 1997, the second-generation Toyota Resto was launched in Japan, codenamed JZ S160, S300 version, for models with two JZ engines, and JZ S161, V300 version, for those with two JZ GTE twin-turbocharged engines, remaining exclusive to the former Vista network that was renamed Toyota Nets Store Japanese dealerships. VVTi was now standard, resulting in an increase of torque. The twin-turbocharged version was available with electronic four-wheel steering, VSC electronic stability control, and an automatic transmission with a manual sequential mode. The second-generation sedans used a new front engine, rear-wheel drive midsize platform, also featured in the Japanese market Toyota Crown. The new model's styling was produced in-house, and featured quadruple headlights, the interior two of which were elliptical, in a fashion similar to the Lexus SC Coupe. It had a drag coefficient of CD equals 0.30. Inside, electroluminescent optitron gauges were offered for the first time, along with an upgraded stereo system. For export markets, the second-generation GS began production in the JZ S161 body style on August 4, 1997, and was officially launched in October 1997. Lexus offered the GS 300 once again and featured a slightly revised version of the previous generation's 3.0-liter straight-six, now producing 168 kilowatts, 225 horsepower, and 305 Nm. 225 pounds-feet, of torque. Answering customer requests for more power, the American market GS 400, S160, was equipped with a 4.0-liter 1.5 V8 that produced 224 kilowatts, 300 horsepower, and 420 Nm, 310 feet-pounds, of torque. Both models featured a 5-speed automatic transmission, with the GS 400 receiving steering wheel shift buttons. As with the S140 series, no turbocharged variants were offered outside Japan. The 0 to 60 miles per hour, 0 to 97 kilometers per hour, time of the GS 400 prompted Lexus to claim that the GS was the world's fastest production sedan at its introduction in 1997. The 1998 BMW M5 sedan would list 0 to 60 miles per hour, 0 to 97 kilometers per hour, times of between 4.8 and 5.2 seconds. Lexus promoted the arrival of the second-generation GS sedan with the tagline, "Something wicked this way comes." Compared to its predecessor, the second-generation GS sedan was a much bigger success, with sales reaching 30,622 vehicles in its first year, increasing in the second, and stabilizing at 28,079 vehicles by 2000. Lexus would keep the second-generation vehicle in its lineup for 8 years, a longer duration than the prior generation. The US base price for the GS 300 and GS 430 averaged approximately $38,000 and $47,000 respectively. The GS was Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year for 1998. It also made Car and Driver magazine's 10 Best list for 1998 through 2000. In its frontal crash testing, the 1999 and newer GS was given a good overall score. A facelift in 2000, for the 2001 model year, was the only major design change of the second-generation GS. There was a slightly revised grille and subtly tinted headlamps on the front end. Xenon headlamps became standard equipment with the V8 engine and optional on 6-cylinder cars. More interior wood trim was added, and steering wheel shift buttons were added to the GS 300. The V8 engine also received a 0.3-liter increase in displacement, so the model designation changed to GS 430, Toyota Type Code S161. Peak power was unchanged, but torque increased to 441 Nm, 325 pounds-feet. The GS 430 took 5.7 seconds to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour, 0 to 97 kilometers per hour. Also in 2000, Lexus added a limited production GS 300 Sport Design Edition for North America, featuring the sport suspension from the GS 430, wider tires, and polished alloy wheels. The Sport Design interior added perforated leather upholstery along with brushed aluminum and dark-stained walnut trim. For the third quarter of 2001, production of the GS 300 Sport Design was limited to a run of 3,300 units, versus 25,000 annual GS sales annually. Production of the Sport Design continued through to the end of the design cycle in 2004.